Rand ID, 745A. As we age, the vibrant tapestry of life may shift in its hues, but the importance of nurturing our bodies remains a constant thread. For seniors, proper nutrition isn't just about sustenance, it's a cornerstone of maintaining vitality, independence, and overall well-being. Think of it as laying a strong foundation for enjoying those golden years to the fullest. The nutritional landscape changes as we journey through life. Our metabolism slows, our digestive systems become more delicate, and our bodies may require different amounts of certain vitamins and minerals. What fueled us in our youth may not be the optimal choice for our senior years. Ignoring these changes can lead to a host of health problems, from weakened bones and decreased muscle mass to increased susceptibility to illness and chronic diseases. The good news is that with a little knowledge and mindful choices, we can navigate these dietary shifts with grace and gusto. This isn't about deprivation, it's about making informed decisions that empower us to live longer, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. To that end, we're about to embark on a culinary journey of sorts, a journey to identify some common pitfalls in the senior diet that will be unveiling a list of 10 foods that, while perhaps tempting or convenient, can actually undermine the health and well-being of older adults. These aren't necessarily foods to banish entirely, but rather to approach with caution and moderation, or to replace with healthier, more nourishing alternatives. Prepare to discover how to optimize your diet and savor the flavors of life while safeguarding your health. Rand ID, B07C. Let's dive into our first dietary concern, salt, or more accurately, sodium. While a pinch of salt can enhance the flavor of our meals, excessive sodium intake can be particularly detrimental to seniors. It's a sneaky culprit, often hiding in plain sight in many of our favorite foods. The primary concern with high sodium intake is its direct link to high blood pressure, also known as hypertension. As we age, our blood vessels tend to become less elastic, making us more susceptible to the effects of sodium. High blood pressure, in turn, significantly increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and kidney problems, all serious health concerns for seniors. Where is this sodium lurking? Processed meats, such as bacon, sausage, and deli meats, are notorious offenders. Canned soups, often perceived as a convenient and comforting meal, are often loaded with sodium as a preservative, and, of course, salty snacks like potato chips, pretzels, and crackers are major contributors to our daily sodium intake. Even seemingly innocuous foods like bread and certain breakfast cereals can contain surprisingly high levels of sodium. But fear not, there are plenty of ways to reduce sodium intake without sacrificing flavor. Opt for fresh, unprocessed foods whenever possible. When using canned goods, choose low sodium or no salt added varieties. Experiment with herbs, spices, and citrus juices to add flavor to your meals instead of relying on salt. Read food labels carefully and be mindful of serving sizes. Instead of reaching for that bag of chips, try snacking on fresh fruits, vegetables with hummus, or unsalted nuts. Small changes can make a big difference in protecting your heart and kidneys. Rand ID, 2B8F. Now, let's quench our thirst for knowledge and turn our attention to sugary drinks. These seemingly innocent beverages can pack a significant punch when it comes to negative health consequences, especially for seniors. Often marketed as refreshing and invigorating, they can be a hidden source of empty calories and added sugars. Sodas, with their fizzy sweetness, are perhaps the most obvious culprit, but fruit juices, often perceived as healthy, can also be surprisingly high in sugar, sometimes even exceeding the sugar content of soda. Sweetened teas, energy drinks, and even flavored waters can contribute to excessive sugar intake. The risks associated with these sugary drinks are numerous. First and foremost, they contribute significantly to weight gain. These empty calories provide little to no nutritional value, leading to an imbalance in energy intake and expenditure. This can further exacerbate age-related weight gain and contribute to obesity. Perhaps even more concerning is the link between sugary drinks and type 2 diabetes. The rapid spike in blood sugar levels after consuming these beverages can overwhelm the body's ability to regulate glucose, increasing the risk of developing insulin resistance and, ultimately, type 2 diabetes. Furthermore, the high sugar content can wreak havoc on dental health, increasing the risk of cavities and gum disease. So, what are the alternatives? The best option is simple: water. Staying adequately hydrated is crucial for seniors, and water is the perfect, calorie-free choice. For those craving flavor, try infusing water with fruits like lemon, cucumber, or berries. Unsweetened tea and coffee are also good options in moderation. Look for sugar-free alternatives if you want a little sweetness, but be mindful of artificial sweeteners and their potential effects. Remember, staying hydrated doesn't have to come at the expense of your health. Rand ID, D112. Let's now turn our attention to a broad category of foods that often lurk in our pantries and freezers: processed foods. But what exactly are processed foods? Simply put, they are foods that have been altered from their natural state through various methods like canning, freezing, drying, or adding preservatives, sugars, fats, or sodium. While some processing is necessary and even beneficial, think pasteurized milk, excessive processing can strip foods of their nutritional value and load them with unhealthy additives. For seniors, the negative impact of processed foods can be particularly pronounced. These foods are often high in unhealthy fats, including saturated and trans fats, which can contribute to elevated cholesterol levels and an increased risk of heart disease. We've already discussed the dangers of excessive sodium, and processed foods are often packed with it, and, as we've also touched upon, added sugars are a common ingredient in processed foods, contributing to weight gain and an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Think about those convenient frozen meals, often marketed as a quick and easy dinner solution. Or those packaged snacks, like chips, cookies, and crackers, that seem so tempting in the grocery store aisle. And, of course, fast food, with its readily available burgers, fries, and sugary drinks. These are all prime examples of processed foods that should be approached with caution. The key is to prioritize whole, unprocessed foods. These are foods that are as close to their natural state as possible, such as fresh fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Preparing meals from scratch using these ingredients allows you to control the amount of fat, sodium, and sugar that goes into your food. Embrace the vibrant colors and flavors of nature's bounty, and nourish your body with the nutrients it needs to thrive. Rand ID, 20FB. Now, let's address a crucial aspect of food safety, particularly important for seniors: the consumption of raw or undercooked foods. As we age, our immune systems naturally weaken, making us more susceptible to foodborne illnesses. What might be a minor inconvenience for a younger person can lead to serious complications and even hospitalization for a senior. The dangers lie primarily in raw or undercooked meats, poultry, seafood, and eggs. These foods can harbor harmful bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria, which can cause a range of symptoms, from nausea and vomiting to severe diarrhea and fever. In vulnerable populations like seniors, these infections can be life-threatening. Sushi, while a popular delicacy, often contains raw fish and should be approached with caution. Rare steaks and undercooked chicken are also significant risks. Even seemingly safe foods like raw oysters can carry harmful bacteria. Eggs, especially when runny or used in homemade mayonnaise or sauces, can be a source of Salmonella. Proper food handling and cooking temperatures are paramount in preventing foodborne illnesses. Ensure that meats and poultry are cooked to the recommended internal temperatures. Use a food thermometer to verify doneness. Avoid cross-contamination by using separate cutting boards and utensils for raw and cooked foods. Wash your hands thoroughly before and after handling food. When dining out, choose reputable restaurants with good hygiene practices. Don't hesitate to ask about cooking methods and ingredient sourcing. It's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to food safety. Protecting yourself from foodborne illnesses is a vital step in maintaining your health and well-being as a senior. Rand ID, A91E. Now, let's address a seemingly innocuous fruit that can pose a hidden danger, particularly for seniors taking certain medications: grapefruit. While grapefruit is packed with vitamins and antioxidants, it contains compounds that can interfere with the way the body metabolizes certain drugs, potentially leading to dangerous side effects. The issue lies with furanocoumarins, chemicals found in grapefruit that can inhibit an enzyme called CYP3A4. This enzyme plays a crucial role in breaking down many medications in the liver and small intestine. When grapefruit interferes with CYP3A4, it can lead to higher than expected levels of the drug in the bloodstream, increasing the risk of side effects. The list of medications affected by grapefruit is extensive and includes drugs used to treat high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart conditions, anxiety, depression, and even some types of cancer. The severity of the interaction can vary depending on the specific medication, the amount of grapefruit consumed, and individual factors. It's important to note that not all medications are affected by grapefruit, and the interaction doesn't always occur with every individual. However, given the potential risks, it's crucial for seniors to be aware of this interaction and to take appropriate precautions. The best course of action is to consult with your doctor or pharmacist about potential interactions between grapefruit and any medications you are taking. They can provide personalized advice based on your specific medical history and medication regimen. In some cases, avoiding grapefruit altogether may be recommended. In other cases, it may be possible to consume grapefruit in moderation, but only under the guidance of a healthcare professional. Don't take any chances when it comes to your health. Rand ID 3272. Let's now consider a staple in many diets, dairy products. While dairy can be a good source of calcium and vitamin D, high-fat dairy options can pose risks to senior health, primarily due to their impact on cholesterol levels and heart disease risk. Whole milk, cheese, especially hard cheeses, and butter are all examples of high-fat dairy products. These foods are rich in saturated fat, which can raise LDL, bad cholesterol levels. Elevated LDL cholesterol can contribute to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke. As we age, our bodies may become less efficient at processing saturated fat, making seniors particularly vulnerable to its negative effects. While occasional indulgence may be acceptable, regular consumption of high-fat dairy can contribute to a significant increase in cholesterol levels. Fortunately, there are many delicious and nutritious lower-fat alternatives available. Skim milk or 1% milk provides the same calcium and vitamin D benefits as whole milk, but with significantly less fat. Low-fat cheeses, such as part-skim mozzarella or ricotta, offer a similar taste and texture with a fraction of the saturated fat. Instead of butter, consider using plant-based butters made from olive oil or avocado oil. These options are lower in saturated fat and may even offer heart-healthy benefits. You can also explore other flavorful alternatives for cooking and baking, such as olive oil, vegetable broth, or applesauce. Making small changes to your dairy choices can have a significant impact on your heart health. By opting for lower-fat alternatives, you can enjoy the benefits of dairy without compromising your cardiovascular well-being. Remember, a heart-healthy diet is a key ingredient in a long and vibrant life. Rand ID E010. Now, let's turn up the heat on another dietary concern: fried foods. While the crispy texture and savory flavor of fried foods can be undeniably appealing, they can also be a significant contributor to various health problems, especially for seniors. The primary concern with fried foods is their high fat content. When foods are deep-fried, they absorb a considerable amount of oil, significantly increasing their calorie count. This can lead to weight gain, which, as we've discussed, can exacerbate other health issues. Furthermore, many fried foods are cooked in oils that contain trans fats. Trans fats are a type of unsaturated fat that has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease. They raise LDL, bad cholesterol, and lower HDL, good cholesterol, promoting the buildup of plaque in the arteries. French fries, fried chicken, donuts, and many other fast food items are prime examples of fried foods that should be consumed sparingly. Even seemingly healthier options, like fried vegetables, can become unhealthy due to the added fat. Fortunately, there are many delicious and healthier ways to prepare food. Baking, grilling, and steaming are all excellent alternatives to frying. Baking allows you to cook food without adding any extra fat. Grilling adds a smoky flavor while minimizing fat absorption. Steaming preserves the nutrients in vegetables and keeps them tender and flavorful. Experiment with different cooking methods and seasonings to find healthy alternatives that you enjoy. You can still enjoy your favorite foods without compromising your health. Choose baked potatoes over French fries, grilled chicken over fried chicken, and steamed vegetables over fried vegetables. Small changes can make a big difference in protecting your heart and overall well-being. Rand ID CAD 9. Let's raise a glass, cautiously, to the topic of alcohol consumption. While a moderate amount of alcohol may be acceptable for some, excessive alcohol intake poses significant risks, particularly for seniors. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing alcohol, making us more vulnerable to its negative effects. One of the most serious concerns is liver damage. The liver is responsible for metabolizing alcohol, and chronic heavy drinking can lead to inflammation and scarring, eventually resulting in cirrhosis and liver failure. Seniors are often more susceptible to liver damage due to age-related changes in liver function. Excessive alcohol consumption can also impair cognitive function, leading to memory problems, difficulty concentrating, and an increased risk of dementia. Alcohol can also exacerbate existing cognitive impairments, such as those caused by Alzheimer's disease. Furthermore, alcohol can increase the risk of falls, a major cause of injury and disability in seniors. Alcohol impairs balance and coordination, making it more difficult to maintain stability. It can also interact with medications, further increasing the risk of falls. Moderation is key when it comes to alcohol consumption. If you choose to drink, do so in moderation, which is generally defined as 1 drink per day for women and 2 drinks per day for men. However, some seniors may need to abstain from alcohol altogether, especially if they have liver problems, cognitive impairments, or are taking medications that interact with alcohol. It's crucial to discuss your alcohol consumption with your doctor, who can assess your individual risks and provide personalized recommendations. Remember, your health and well-being are paramount. Rand ID 73 FD. Finally, let's address the tempting world of snacks, specifically those empty-calorie options that often beckon from store shelves. These snacks, such as candy, chips, and other highly processed treats, provide little to no nutritional value and can contribute to weight gain and nutrient deficiencies, particularly in seniors. Empty-calorie snacks are typically high in sugar, unhealthy fats, and sodium, but low in essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber. While they may provide a temporary energy boost, they offer no sustained nourishment and can actually leave you feeling more tired and sluggish in the long run. For seniors, who may already have reduced appetites and nutrient absorption, filling up on empty-calorie snacks can displace more nutritious foods, leading to deficiencies in vital nutrients like calcium, vitamin D, and protein. These deficiencies can weaken bones, reduce muscle mass, and impair immune function. The key is to replace these empty-calorie snacks with nutrient-dense options that provide sustained energy and essential nutrients. Fruits, vegetables, and nuts are excellent choices. Fruits and vegetables are packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Nuts are a good source of protein, healthy fats, and antioxidants. Consider snacking on a handful of almonds, a sliced apple with peanut butter, or some carrot sticks with hummus. These options will satisfy your cravings while providing your body with the nutrients it needs to thrive. Plan ahead and keep healthy snacks readily available to avoid the temptation of reaching for those empty-calorie treats. Making mindful snack choices can significantly improve your overall health and well-being. Rand ID, BAC1. In conclusion, we've explored 10 common food choices that seniors should approach with caution, from the hidden sodium in processed foods to the tempting sweetness of sugary drinks, and from the potential dangers of raw foods to the medication interactions with grapefruit. We've uncovered some key areas where dietary awareness can make a significant difference. The overarching message is the enduring importance of a balanced and nutritious diet for senior health. As we age, our bodies require a slightly different approach to fueling and nourishing themselves. By making mindful choices and prioritizing whole, unprocessed foods, we can support our overall well-being and enjoy a higher quality of life. Remember, this information is intended as a general guide. Every individual is unique, and dietary needs can vary depending on individual health conditions, medications, and lifestyle factors. The best way to determine your specific dietary requirements is to consult with your doctor or a registered dietitian. They can assess your individual needs and provide personalized recommendations to optimize your health. Don't view these dietary guidelines as restrictions or limitations. Instead, embrace them as opportunities to explore new flavors, experiment with healthy recipes, and discover the joy of nourishing your body from the inside out. Food is one of life's greatest pleasures, and it should be enjoyed to the fullest, while maintaining good health. With a little knowledge and mindful choices, you can savor the flavors of life and thrive in your golden years. Bon appetit to a long, healthy, and happy life.